What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR and welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to be reviewing Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. Before I get into the review, Merry Christmas if you guys are watching this on the day this video comes out. If you're not, hope you're having a great day. So let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this movie. Well, let me explain why I'm reviewing this now, because I know there's a lot of other Disney Channel movies I haven't reviewed yet, and I've been reviewing them pretty much in order when I was watching them of release. I don't know if it's going to stay to that, because there are some I want to review sooner than others. Like this one I watched the other night because I just wanted to rewatch it for Christmas, and I was like, let's review it. So most of the time I'll probably still stick to the order of release when it comes to the Disney Channel original movies, but in this case I wanted to go ahead and review it and watch it and just enjoy what this movie has to offer. And also, Good Luck Charlie is one of my favorite Disney sitcoms, and I really wanted to just review this movie for Christmas because I thought maybe by the time I actually get around to it in the thing, it won't be Christmas time when I get to this movie. So let's go ahead and get to the synopsis, shall we? Chaos strikes when a woman and her daughter get separated from their family during the holidays. Okay, there's a little more to it than that, so I will explain. So the Duncans, which is the family, and also this takes place in the middle of the TV show of Good Luck Charlie. So if you haven't seen the show, I don't know if you're gonna like this movie that much. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. But with me being I feel like they maybe introduced the characters enough to you to maybe be able to follow these characters. There is some stuff that's like it really wouldn't mean much to you if you haven't seen the show, but I feel like it's alright. It's definitely got a higher budget than some other Disney Channel movies. It actually looks like it's a little cinematic a little bit. It looks a little more clean than an episode and everything. But the plot, I will say, actually, I'll explain this better than the synopsis did. So the Duncans, they're like going on a trip for Christmas to Palm Springs. And on the way there, Teddy wants to prove that she's responsible, so she volunteers for a later flight to get a free plane ticket to go to somewhere else she wants to go. And then her and Amy, which is her mom, they have to wind up figuring out how to get to Christmas to Palm Springs with their family, while the rest of the family are there with her grandparents and with the grandparents or whatever. And hijinks ensue. Overall, this might be because me really enjoying Good Luck Charlie. This movie is funny. I think it does have some solid, fun moments, and it's got a good, wholesome family message. I think that this is pretty much a Christmas staple for me. It is basically a Christmas staple for me, because I do really, really enjoy this movie. I think it is actually one of the more fun Disney Channel original movies, because some of the Disney Channel original movies kind of fall flat for me, but especially like ones where I actually like watch the show and everything, and I really enjoy the movie from it. And I do feel like this one doesn't have an up production value from the actual show. You can clearly tell that it had more money behind it than the show does, which I really like. And all the characters you like are here, at least like the main family characters: PJ, Gabe, Bob, Amy, Charlie, and Teddy, obviously. This movie did come out before they introduced the character of Toby, which is the younger brother. That comes in the show much later. But I did really enjoy the comedy. So I like these characters, and also the mom, Amy Duncan, is one of my favorite characters in the show. So the fact that she's one of the main parts of the story in this is actually fun. I actually think there's a lot of fun moments in this movie. There's a lot of heartfelt moments, and there's some good jokes. There's just one joke that I really like where like this girl's crying. He's like, well, we're calling the cops. She's like, and she starts crying. He's like, She's like, oh well, this is like, oh, can you stop crying so I can call the cops on you? Like, it was that funny. I thought it was legitimately funny, and I walked out of it really feeling like enjoyed, because I feel like they did really well with this movie and the concept. And I know it's like one of those, we got to get home for the holidays and those followed, but it has that Good Luck Charlie flair, and it's funny. And looking back at this, actually, with the Good Luck Charlie, the thing, very much, it's kind of like vlogging. I never thought about that, and I don't know if they ever thought about that either. But it's really interesting, and it's such a fun time. I think a lot of people, maybe people that haven't even seen the show might even find enjoyment out of this. I've never met anyone who's never seen the show that hasn't seen this movie, that's seen this movie that hasn't seen the show. I'm pretty sure pretty much everyone I've ever talked to that has seen this movie has also seen the show. But this movie is definitely something that I think is a fun time. It has the Christmas spirit. It has the jokes. Now let's get into a little bit of the negatives, I guess I could say, about this movie. There is a part like near the movie where Bob has to go and get the girls and everything, and PJ and Kate go, and they get stopped by these like paintball guys that are reenacting a video game that Gabe plays, and I like the game is introduced early and it does come back in the third act, which is interesting, and it does feel like something more that more than what the show can normally do, which I like, but at the same time it does kind of feel out of left field. But also with them building up mentioning this game over and over again, and Gabe really liking it, and then there's the grandpa getting hooked on the game. It doesn't feel like 100% out of nowhere. It's like, oh, I can see how this comes up, but also it does feel like a little weird, and also just the convenience of how some characters get to everywhere else at the end of the movie is kind of just, I don't know what to really say about that. But the movie I really do enjoy. I think it is a lot of fun. I think but there's one or two jokes that don't hit. There's a running joke I do really like in the movie. They keep on going to different places, and they're like, oh, I'm not the guy that's the name of this place. I bought that guy out. And then it's like and they mention it to the others, like, oh, and then wind up all connecting. It's a good little joke. And there's also another joke that keeps happening about, like, it's like, Mom, why did you hit her? It's like, I didn't hit her. Just gesturing for emphasis and stuff like that. That's also a funny joke. I think that one's only funny one time. They could do it multiple times. I think it's 3 times, I think. And there's also this one joke where they get this ride from this couple that are basically alien crazy people. Not a big fan of that little side joke. It's kind of weak, and also kind of, I don't know, tried to bring up some unnecessary tension, I guess. But definitely, at the end of the day, this movie is a story about a mother and daughter relationship, about how she's growing up and wants to move on to better things, but mom still wants her to be her kid and everything. So it's definitely a fun and heartwarming story that I think is a good story for the holidays, and I think almost anyone could get something out of it. Even some action in the movie, surprisingly, and there's some clever jokes that I do think that it's just a fun time, I have to say. With that being said, though, critics give this is only one review on, so I'm going to look at that specifically, and there is a 4 out of 5 score, so it's a positive from the one critic review, and an 80% from audiences. And me personally, since I am a big fan of Good Luck Charlie, I do need to throw this into a 3.5, really high 3.5, because I do really enjoy this movie. I'm not trying to give it a 4, I do throw out 4s way too often, so I am just going to give this a 3.5. but I do really think this is a good time. And I do think if you are a fan of this show, you'll enjoy this. And maybe even if you're not a fan, maybe it's something you might want to check out. If you want a good little wholesome Christmas movie with a good lesson for the kids and actually a good lesson for anyone, basically. So that's all I got to say for this of you guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Merry Christmas. This will probably be the only 2 videos you get today. But guys, just because Christmas is over, does not mean Joyful Christmas is done. I know I didn't upload the past couple of days. I'm sorry about that. But we will be getting more. There will be more videos throughout the next week. So you guys got looks like 6 more days of Joyful Christmas videos. So I'll try to make sure something goes up every day. And I'm gonna try to wrap up the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies as well before the end of Joyful Christmas. So. But I hope you guys did enjoy this review nonetheless, and I will see each and every one of you guys in the next video. Bye!